If you can go back and change one thing, just one thing about your career in managing artists, what would it be?
So I thought about that question. I can honestly say I wouldn't change anything. I wouldn't change anything. The reason why I say that, again, I'm different than everybody. I'm gonna tell you why. I wouldn't change it, because all the mistakes that I've made, or if I could have made a decision better the last time, I use it as a learning experience. You make mistakes for a reason. There's no one perfect. No one perfect. So again, I'm not saying that everything I've done from inception has been perfect, because it has not. I've made mistakes along the way, but I wouldn't take that back and I wouldn't change that, because I learned from them. Right. So moving forward, the same mistake I made, I said, okay, I'm not going to make this mistake again. Or some mistakes I might do a 3 strikes you're out rule. I may make a mistake the first time, but then I say, okay, well, let me just try it again. I try it again, it doesn't work. I say, okay, well, that's 2.
Welcome to the Breaking the Silence podcast. I am your host, Coach Nikki Nicole. Here I believe in winning together and creating a safe, supportive space for people to share their stories and start their healing journey. My passion is to help people confront hidden battles, embrace their truths, and take steps towards a more fulfilling life. Every episode is designed to break the silence on topics that often go unspoken, leading to conversations that uplift, inspire, and transform. Join me as we break the barriers and find strength through shared experiences, one story at a time.
Hey everyone, welcome to another powerful episode of Breaking the Silence. I'm your host, Coach Nikki Nicole, and this is the space where we shine a light on incredible people who are doing great things and making a difference in the world. Together, we will uncover untold stories, break barriers, and challenge the norms to inspire change. Every episode will explore the journeys of individuals who have found their voices to overcome adversity and change lives through their passion, resilience, and purpose. From thought leaders to unsung heroes, I'll bring you the stories that need to be heard and the wisdom that can ignite transformation. So let's get ready to be inspired, to learn, and be a part of this movement as we break the silence on issues that matter the most. It is time for our voices to be heard, and they've been waiting to be heard. So let's dive into this amazing episode today. So my guest today, I actually met him a while ago through DJ Chase. Went to an amazing event with one of his artists named Scoop. Y'all know Scoop. Scoop was on the platform already as well. Man, and ever since then, we have not went our separate ways. We have still continued to work together. His name is Link. He is the CEO of the Wynning Entertainment, where he shines a light on artists everywhere. He's a great guy. He knows the business. So if you need somebody to, come that manager for you, you gotta hook up with him. But anyway, he's a retired Army veteran, coach, and a mentor for the youth. He also received a volunteer medal from President Obama. Right. So after the countdown, please welcome this amazing gentleman to the Breaking the Silence platform. Oh, didn't add you to the stage. That's all right. See, it's a good thing it's pre-recorded. Hey, how you doing, Link?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. So tell me, let's talk about how you started managing artists. How did that journey start?
Well, my journey didn't start as abrupt as some might think. I've been actually involved in the music since I was like 5 years old with my dad. Come from a musical background. My family very, very instrumental in me and my music career. So I started a long time ago, and and I knew that this is what I wanted to do once I got my feet under me and had a good foundation to establish myself, as well as anybody that's I'm representing or that's involved with me, affiliated with me. I would have that platform to be able to help them become successful as well. So
Wow.
yeah, it's been a long time coming.
Well, the music industry in itself is kind of rough because now, especially, music is not the same like it was back in the day to
Right,
me.
right.
Back in the day, you had people like the Temptations where they would spend moments in the studio recording,
Mm-hmm.
hits over and over again. And then they would have somebody to vote on them,
Mm-hmm.
to tell them that it was a good hit.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's technology with technology rising the way it has, things have changed because now you got streaming platforms and you don't have CDs anymore, you don't have vinyl anymore, you don't have cassettes no
Mm-hmm.
more. So how do you deal with well, let we're gonna get to that in a minute. I'll be interested in that little
Yeah.
point.
Well, I mean,
So
actually, if you want, I can answer that question right now. That's a great question.
okay, well
You know,
answer that question for me.
so because the reason why I kind of would like to answer it right now, because you just hit on it. These like back in the days, Temptation, Motown, they had people that voted on them. I still use the same process.
Hmm.
I use that process, but the only difference is my guys are not my I call them my executives. They are not in the room. So once I get a track from my artist or something like that, I send it around. I send it out to them,
Nice.
and they're great people from different backgrounds, even some from overseas. And I always make it an odd number. I have five, so I can make it an odd number, so we have a unanimous vote. So I send it out to them, let them hear it, and then let them vote on it for me. They give me the feedback, which in turn I give back to my artists. My artists don't even know who they are, and I don't want them to know who they are because I don't want them to be influenced or anything. I want their honest opinion, and these guys and girls will give me their honest opinion, their honest feedback on a song, because they know that if they don't give me their honest feedback, they're not doing me any justice. And
Right.
these are friends of mine, close people that I know, and I know they're going to give me their honest feedback. So
Nice.
yeah, and it comes in handy, especially when I have a doubt as far as one of my artists send me a song, and I'm like, I don't know about this one.
Right.
And they, nah, man, that's fire, man. That's fire. I say, okay, well, I'm sending it to my executives anyway, see what they say. You
Right.
know, and again, they come from all different backgrounds: young, old, black, white. I mean, male, female. Old school, new school. So they're all different backgrounds. So they're gonna give me their honest opinion on it.
I like that.
Yeah,
But see, that's what probably makes you stand out.
probably so. Probably so. I don't know. I don't know if anybody else does that. That's just what I do.
Nice. I love, but you know what? That makes you different because if you with you doing it that way, then you can never go wrong. You're
Mhm,
always gonna put out hits for your artists because
mhm,
you're having other people to listen to it
mhm.
before it even hits.
Right, right. Well, music is so subjective. So first of all, I'm not going to let it stop with me, because just because I don't like a song doesn't mean that the street's not going to like it,
Right.
or vice versa. So I don't want it to stop with me. I'm not going to stop an artist from putting out a song that they feel is the bomb, and I'm thinking, okay, maybe. So again, I put those songs that I really are the ones I really like to put out there, and so we get the votes on. But some songs that well, most songs that my artists make are I know right away. So yeah,
Right.
we good
So do
job.
you do you do the concept of doing the EPs or the singles? Because back then
Mhm,
people would put out 16 track, songs,
mhm,
albums,
mhm.
and they will take time to put that out. And then those songs back then, like Papa was a Rolling Stone, that song was like forever.
Yeah, yeah,
Before the beat even, the song even come on,
yeah.
you just hear the instrumental. But now
Mhm.
I guess with people's attention spans, the songs are shorter,
Right.
and then people are not putting albums anymore. So do you have your artists to do EPs and singles rather than do albums?
Well, I actually prefer to do singles, EPs,
Mm.
because of the simple fact of what you just said. Actually, and it's proven. I do my research. The analytics say that most people time span nowadays are, you might get it for 2 minutes, 2 minutes and 30 seconds, and that's actually the max. You pushing it at that point. So yes, most of the time now, fans they're not going to listen to a whole album.
Right.
They just don't have that attention span, and just life in general as well. For example, myself, I'm always on the go.
Right.
If I'm in the car on a long trip, then yes, I can listen to it. But other than that, my everyday life, I just don't have the time to sit there and listen to a whole 12 song album you know. And again, it's just the time span has shown time has shown that the fans' time span has shortened.
Yes.
So I'm a fan of putting out singles, um, and but we use what's called the waterfall method. And those of you who don't know who the waterfall method is, um, you about to get schooled on some great information that you can definitely use. So with the waterfall method, for those of you that don't know, is let's say you have 6 songs that are ready to go. You've already done your 6-month rollout plan or 3-month rollout plan, however long with a rollout plan you're going to do. Let's say you got 6 songs that are ready to go right now. You don't want to release those 6 songs as an EP. Again, we just talked about that. Attention spans are shorter. So we put that first song out, and then let's say give it a month time frame for that song to wear down. And after that month, you release your second song. But once you release that second song, that's where the waterfall method comes in at. You release that second song as a new one, but then you put the very first song that you released on the same, sort of like an EP, but you use the same ISRCs and all. And then when the third song come out, brand new song, you put the second song with the same ISRC and the first song that you did ISRC. So if somebody didn't discover you until that third song, they're going to automatically be turned on to your second and first song. That's the waterfall method. So, and it works no matter how many songs you got, you can use the waterfall method with all of that.
That's smart.
So, yeah.
That's smart. But but you know what? I'm with the EPs and the singles, because some artists out there, they would do a 16 album, 16 track album, and you may out of that 16 songs, it may be 4 songs that was actually worth it.
Right.
And I like the albums that I can just ride to. So when you do it that way, like you just said, the waterfall method, then you're gonna get you can get a 16 track album that's gonna hit every song.
Right. Wow. And you'll figure that out along the way. Let's say if you had 14 songs, let's say your 7th song wasn't that great.
Right.
Okay. It still doesn't matter. Well, I mean, it matters, but once you do your 8th song, which is your new song, that may be a banger. And so then from your 8th song, if you did the waterfall method, whoever's listening to your 8th song on Spotify or whatever, they're going to automatically see your other 7 songs under that. And so they're going to be, oh, this one's banging. Let me check out what else he got.
Right.
As opposed to releasing that 8th song just as a single, that's all they're going to see. They're going to have to look you up to find your other songs.
Right.
But again, the waterfall method, they're automatically going to get those other songs that you've already released.
Wow. You done put somebody else on game for real now.
Yeah.
If they don't know, they better know.
Right. Exactly. And again, that's why I appreciate you having me on, to hear things from another perspective, from not just only an artist perspective, but as a manager and a CEO from a record label perspective. I think it's very, very, that's one of the reasons why I agreed to come on the show. And those of you out there, this is my very first interview exclusive to Nikki, because I don't normally do interviews. I'm a behind the scenes guy.
Yes.
But for her, I made an exception. So consider this very, very special.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want them to know how great you are and why you're winning entertainment. Like, there's a reason why you have that name. And I see why already. We just on the first couple of questions, and I already realized that.
Yeah.
So in your experience, what role does communication play between you and, well, you're the manager. So between you and your artist and the label in itself, how do you maintain that balance, between the creative freedom of the artist and the practical aspects of managing?
Okay. Yeah. Great question. So the communication is key. If anybody doesn't know that, I mean, I know it sounds cliche, but it is definitely a fact. Communication is key. If you don't have communication, you ain't going nowhere. And so I communicate with my artist. First of all, we have a monthly meeting, even though we're all spread apart. I'm out of Charlotte. I got artists out of Fayetteville. I got artists out of Raleigh. I had artists before that were in Florida, Texas. So, but we all do a sync meeting every month where I put together a whole slide deck, and it's all the information that anything dealing with what Wynning Entertainment is going to be doing, what we did in the past, what we're doing now, and what we're doing in the future. So it pretty much covers 3 months. And then I allow feedback from those guys as well too. And any projects we have coming up, any performances we got coming up, I lock all that stuff in, and that's our sync meeting. Now, if we had, again, that's once a month. If we had a project or let's say a show coming up or something like that, even though it's once a month, we may say, okay, we need to have a meeting now. So I just text my guys on our group chat, and we all sync up and do a impromptu meeting. So we had that communication. And in between that, in my meetings, when I first put out to my artists, I tell them we need to talk at least 3 times a week, at a minimum 2 times a week. I don't care what it is. Send me a text, send me something. And most of the time, our business, we're going to communicate anyways.
Right.
But if we don't have anything going on, still, reach out. And so we got something, or if I may have something at that moment, we talk about it and we put everything together. So communication is key. You cannot get anywhere without our communication.
That's true.
You have to have it and be on the same page.
But I've heard from I've had a lot of artists come across the platform, and a lot of the artists that have come across have been independent artists. Mm-hmm. And the question I've asked them was, why are you independent? Why don't you have a manager to assist you? Mm-hmm. They feel like they can get further without having a manager because they feel like when managers hold them back from certain opportunities. Mm-hmm. So what is your management style like when it comes down to artists, for those artists that may be out there looking for a manager, but because of that theory and that mindset, they're skeptical?
And they have every reason to be. One thing you're going to find out from Link is I'm going to be straight up with you all the way. You have every reason to be skeptical. You should be skeptical, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't try. You should still attempt to reach out to someone who you, maybe get word from your boy or your girl or something like that. Someone that's reputable, that's honest, that's going to do right by you. Okay. You need a team. To say you can do it by yourself. Well, let me back up. You can do it. You can do a lot by yourself, but you can do more if you got a team.
Right.
You can make things happen. You really can make it happen if you got that drive. But the thing is, what I tell my artists is I want you focusing on your craft. Don't worry about the business aspect, but again, you got to have somebody you can trust.
Yes.
And so my artists trust me. I've been there, done that in the past. They know I'm never going to do them wrong. Even the artists that I've worked with before and it didn't work out, you can ask them to this day and they'll tell you, yes, Link did right by me. Even though we didn't work out in the end, Link did right by me with the business aspect.
Right.
So again, get somebody you can trust. But anyways, you need a team. Because again, I tell my artists, I want you to focus on your craft. Put more time and effort in your craft. Put more time and effort in writing, getting your rhymes together, figuring out your beats, whatever. Let me take care of all the behind the scenes, all the business aspect of it. So you don't have to. And that says a lot. And my artists, they love that. They love that because they can focus. They got a free and clear mind that they can focus on their craft and their artistry.
Right. Now, you've had a lot of different types of flavors when it comes down to artists. Mm-hmm. How do you ensure that the artist's vision is aligned with your goals as a label? And what steps do you take to navigate those challenges, that arise when you have this?
Okay, another great question. So, yes, I have a rich background in music. I have a lot of different styles. I can feel a lot of different angles, genres, and all that good stuff because of my past experiences. I'm not only in the United States, I'm international. When I say international, I mean really international. I spent 12 years living in Europe. And when I was there, I DJ'd pretty much all across Europe. And I got a chance to see how they operate over there, their feel, their vibe, the different sounds, different trends, and all that. So now that I'm back in the United States, I applied it to my artists. If you listen to Wynning Entertainment artists, you're going to hear a variety of different genres, a variety of different styles. And I'll tell you, every single artist that I have worked with, very talented in their own right. Very talented in their own right. So I have to be able to put myself in their shoes. This is the answer to the question. I have to be able to put myself into their shoes and feel what they're feeling and where they're coming from in order to help them. If I don't do that, if I want to stay set in my ways, it's not going to work.
Right.
So I have to jump into their shoes, understand them, feel them, understand what their end state is, and what their vibe is, and all that good stuff. Right. Once I do that, and I'm able to do that pretty quick. Again, I'm very musically, inclined, so I'm able to do that pretty quick and feel what they want, and then I take them what they want, and they still have to meet the standards of the business industry as far as, and that's where I come in as far as the business part. I say, okay, I know you like this, and this, but to get here, and there, you got to do this, and this, So, and as long as they follow that blueprint,
They'll be fine.
They'll be fine.
So I've had a lot of artists to say that, music in general, making sure that you're out there can be very, very expensive.
Oh yeah.
How do you feel about that when it comes down to artists wanting to, like, you have a lot of artists out here, I hate to say struggling artists, but a lot of artists that have talent, real talent, but they don't have the funds to go along with that talent to get to the next level. How do you help an artist that's in that position?
Okay, first and foremost, my company, Wynning Entertainment, that's with a Y, WYNNING, is an artist development company. That's first and foremost. When I started out, I actually signed artists to my label, and that was by design. Don't have the time to get into all of that, but it was by design. Later, I just went into managing the artist. And so, yeah, so with that, my artists now that I manage, they still get all my record label services for free. Anything that I offer as a record label, they get that for free. So, yeah. But with that being said, and again, I need y'all to listen to this, what I'm about to say right now, because I'm going to speak some real talk right now. As an independent artist, if you do not have the finances to support your craft, you're just practicing. You're just practicing. You have to get your finances up. Chuck T, very famous DJ out of Charlotte, he said it best. He said, ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody coming to save you. If you don't know Chuck T, look him up on IG and you'll see that post where he put on there, ain't nobody coming to save you. It's up to you to get it as an independent artist. So if you got to get yourself an extra job, making some extra change to put into your craft, that's what you got to do. If you want it bad enough, that's what you're going to do. You can't sit back and wait on somebody to come through with the finances to save you.
That's true.
That's not, the chances of that happening is extremely slim. Extremely slim. I'm not saying that it can't happen. There's a small percent that it could happen. I know what you're probably saying. Oh, that means it can happen. Yeah, but it's very, very slim. Don't rely on that.
But you know what? You have to spend money to make money anyway. Anything that you do anyway.
Yes.
So if you have that mindset off gate that I gotta spend a little something to get where I'm going, then nothing's gonna fail anyway.
That's true.
So how do you think the music industry has evolved over the past few years, especially with this rise of the streaming platforms? And how do you see that these changes impacting both the artists and the labels in the future?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question too, because it can go different ways with that. It's kind of hard. It's hard to answer that question. I'll just be real with you. Because of the changes, we don't know. What's going to change in the future, how things are going to. We know what it's like now,
right?
But that could change in next week, And again, it's kind of a hard question to answer. That all I'll say is, right now, you just got to do what you can do for right now, and just be willing to adapt and overcome when those changes happen. So again, it comes back to finances. You got to have your finances up. You got to. Again, if you don't have it, you're just practicing. And I wanted to say that, and I want to emphasize that one more time, because I'm not here to kill anybody's dreams. My motto is actually making dreams a reality. Winning Entertainment motto, making dreams a reality. But let's just be real. If some people don't have the right mindset that they have to get those finances up, or don't want to put in that little extra work to get your finances up, you're wasting your time with this music. You really are. You're wasting your time. And so I don't want you to waste your time. Find you another hobby. Again, I'm not trying to kill your dreams, but if they really are your dreams, make those dreams come true by putting that work in. That's the only way you're going to get it. You got to put that work in.
Right. I agree.
So yeah.
So what key factors do you focus on when you're developing the artist's brand and their sound? And how do you help them to evolve, both being creative and commercially? Because, eventually you got to make some money too with that sound.
Yeah. Okay. So it's kind of what I alluded to earlier. Is where I actually spoke about it earlier, where I put myself in their shoes. as much as I can and learn their style, learn their genre, learn how they operate, try to get into their mind, learn how they think and what they're going with next. For example, Scoot. Scoot has a different sound.
Yes.
He has a different sound and it's unique. It's a great sound. But the thing is, people have to brand him was harder than to brand some others because his sound is so different and unique that you may have to listen to it a couple of times before you be like, okay,
Right.
I'm feeling it, and because it took me it took me one time when I first heard him, I'm thinking, okay, this guy has a great sound. It's different, but I like it. But then after the second or third time I heard it, I was like, oh man, nah, this is genius.
I'm telling
Scoot, again, he's a great talent. He really is. And I'm speaking on Scoot. I have other artists that are talented too, not to leave them out. I'm just speaking Scoot because he's been on this platform before.
Right.
Well, actually, Leaf has too. My
Yes,
other artist,
Leaf.
Lil Lee, again, another artist with a different sound, different background, different look. So I have to get into his mind.
Right.
I got two singers. They come from a gospel background. Very, very talented. Just did I guess I'm a little bit of promotion here, but just did a Christmas song on Christmas Day, pretty much. And it has, I'm not gonna say going viral, but it is like on track. It's on track to go viral.
Nice.
It's really, really good. If you guys get a chance, check them out. Alicia Moore and Timothy Marshall. They sing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas," and it's really blowing up. On all streaming platforms. Yeah.
Look at you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Love it. So what are some common challenges you have faced when trying to help that artist refine their image and their sound, and how do you overcome it to ensure that they still, are successful in the industry?
Yeah. Well, some of them are just set in their ways. They have a thick head and they don't want to change. They don't want to listen to nothing. It's their way or the highway. And sometimes, unfortunately, I got to say, all right, there's the highway. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you out and do whatever I can. And again, I don't leave it just in my shoes. That's why I have my execs that I send it out to. And not only the music, but different things I send out to them too, to get other opinions on it.
Right.
Because again, I don't want them to stop just with me. But the problem is most of the time the artists they're stuck in their ways and they say, well, I've been doing this for 10 years and I've been doing this, 15 years. Okay, well, where are you? How did that work out for you? You're here with me now because you need me, right? Or you need a helping hand. So at least open your mind and listen. Don't be so stuck in your ways. There's certain things that you may not like that's being suggested at you. But again, what you have been doing evidently hasn't worked. So why not open yourself up to something new? Try it this way, try it that way. You never know, it might work for you. If it don't work, okay, try something else. But at least you tried it.
Exactly.
So you got to have as an artist, you have to have an open mind. Don't be so protective of your music. Be able to accept constructive criticism, because if that person really cares about you, they're going to tell you what they think.
Okay.
The person that just goes along with you, your family members, your friends, they're going to go with you because they don't want to hurt your feelings.
Right.
But in the end, they don't understand. They don't realize they're not helping you. They're not helping you. They need to tell you the truth, whether good, bad, or indifferent.
Exactly.
And that's what I'm going to do every time. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Exactly. But they're not looking at what you have to look at it like this. Me and podcasting, for somebody that's a family member looking at the podcast versus somebody that actually podcasts, they're going to look at it with different lens.
Right.
So they're going to see the details of the sound. They're going to look at the details of the video versus somebody in my family like, oh, that was a great episode.
Right.
What was great about it?
Right.
That was horrible. I might be able to like, that was horrible. The video was this and the sound was this. So they got to look at it that way too, that you're going to be more technical and more detailed, and you're going to give them that real feedback of what you see. Yeah.
I just had a conversation with one of my artists about that the other day, where, like I said, music is subjective, and she was like pointing out, well, I can hear this or I can hear that. I said, yeah, you can hear that because you're a musician. But the average person out there, the average fan, they're not going to hear that little small detail like that. So it's okay. Let that part go. It's okay. You're going to be just fine.
Just fine.
And didn't understand it. And there was actually, I'm not going to say any names, but there was actually one part in a song that I think was the best part in the whole song. And that person wanted to cut it out because they're like, I don't like that. I said, I bet you, I've been putting in the text that I bet you that when that song goes out, and your family and friends hear this, they're gonna probably say that's the best part about the whole song.
Wow.
And sure enough, that's what happened.
Wow. That's because, like I said, you had that you heard something that nobody else could hear because you're in this.
Right.
That's, that we sometimes we have to, we can take the opinions of our family and friends, but you have to get some outside opinion too to look into it as well. So what advice would you give to the emerging artists today that's trying to navigate this thing we call the music business? And how can they, I guess, they gear themselves to try to get a manager, because like there's a lot of independent artists out here that just really don't believe in having a manager. So what advice can you give these upcoming artists, especially the young generation?
Yeah, if you think you can do it on your own, you're just lying to yourself. You're lying to yourself. You can make it to a certain point, but you're going to need a team. And it starts with a manager, a good manager. You have to. Again, it's got to be somebody that you can trust, somebody that believes in you. They have to believe in you. And because if they don't, that's not going to work either. You can't just hire someone that just want to try to get them, be your manager to get the money.
Right.
They have to believe in you. And because being a manager, you got to build a relationship with that artist. It's almost like a family relationship. And some people would say it is a family. You become a family. It's that close. And if you can't trust in your manager or them to treat you like family, and you treat them like family, then find another manager. But you do. The advice from Link right now, from Wynning Entertainment, at this point, you need, at a minimum, you need a manager. You need a manager. Now, I consider myself a super manager. I do a lot. Like I said, my office gets labeled services along with it, and I go hard. When I get something, I go hard, and it's shown.
Yes, you do. You go hard for all your artists. You really do. You was just in Miami.
Just in Miami, we're doing a movie down there actually. That movie is called The Night Shift. It'll be coming out in probably in April. Got to do all the editing and stuff like that. It's going to be everywhere. All the of course, Amazon, Tubi, all the streaming platforms that you can stream it on the movies and all that good stuff. So it's going to be big. We got some big names in there. We have I don't know if I can mention all that on here, but I'll just put it this way: we have some big names in that movie as well.
Nice.
So definitely check it out. Great production all around. It's going to be great.
I love it.
And again, for part of what me being on this platform, I want to make sure that they get Link where I'm coming from.
Go ahead.
So the next thing I want to say, in addition to a manager, is dare to be different. Come up with something original. Don't try to be like everybody else. Nowadays you need something original. That's what happens with Scoot. That's what happened with Leaf. They're different, and that's why they're doing well right now. They're doing well. So dare to be different. Okay, I've already talked about the financial situations. You absolutely must have a great work ethic. If you're not willing to put in the work, why even do it in the first place? Why waste the manager's time? Why waste your own time?
Exactly.
If you're not willing to put in that work, get you another hobby, because you're going to have to put some work in this music to make it.
Sure do. You sure do, because that's just down like with social media. Social media, you have to build your following, you have to build your fan base. That stuff don't happen overnight.
Right. You got to consistently post. You got to be on there. That's one of my things I say about Lil Leaf. That dude goes hard. That social media, he's killing it. He's killing it. Love him for that.
Yes.
And again, it shows. Check him out. Check out his numbers. Check out his stats.
Yes, he got the following too, and people love Lil Leaf now.
Yeah, for sure. He's got booked to some big shows. We got paid because of that. That's why I try to build my artists up to get to those points where I can book you shows that you get paid now. Ain't nobody gonna book you if you got 200 followers, 300 streams. Who's gonna book you and pay you for that?
Nobody.
You're gonna be paying to play, not get paid to play.
Right.
So that's what I'm trying to get to you. That's where that good management comes in at. Get those numbers up. Today's society and in the music society, you got to get those numbers up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree.
Next one, beware of the scams out there. There's a lot of scams out there that's gonna really, really try to get these independent artists, because they feed off your passion for your music. Beware of them. Be on the lookout for them. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. It probably is. So again, that's where you got a good manager that does other research for you, and they check that stuff out as well, along with you, not for you, but along with you.
Right.
Okay. You hear a lot of DJs. This is part of the scams too. A lot of DJs saying that they're going to break your record. Okay. No one DJ can break your record. No one DJ can break your record. Okay. You're going to need a team of DJs as well. Now, if that one DJ is going to shop that same song around to his other DJs in the coalition, or what's the other DJ groups? The coalition DJs, I can't think of the other name, but anyway, they have their club, their DJ clubs, basically. If they shop it around to their other DJs in that same club, then yes, they can break your record. But if they claim that, oh, we break records here, just get it to us and we're going to get you out there, we're going to make you famous, and nah, they're lying to you. They're lying to you. Again, so whenever they say that to you guys, ask them, how are they going to do that? Who else are they going to shop it around to? It doesn't just stop with them. Okay, it's got to go to multiple. Okay, I got a couple more. Networking. Networking is an absolute must. That goes in with that, putting that work in. You got to network. And you gonna say something, Nikki? Go ahead. I heard you take that break. Go ahead.
I said right, okay. Right. You gotta. That's with anything though. You got to network.
You have to. You have to. And with me, again, I'm a behind the scenes guy. You don't really see me out there at the front, but behind the scenes, I am networking. Again, that's how I met Nikki. That's how I met. I'm not gonna name all these names. That's how I met all these other people. I have to network, even though I'm not a big talker. I have to do that because I need to do that for my artist.
Right.
So I'm pushing myself out of my comfort zone a little bit to go network with these people. And I do know how to talk to people. I've been on the platform speaking in front of people for a long time as well. So I do know how to do it. It's just not my thing. But I'll make it my thing if I have to support my artist. That's what I do. But you got to get out there. You got to network. You can't stay a local celebrity and think you've done something. No, there's a whole world out there. You got to get out there and build your fan base outside of your local community. So get outside your state, get outside your neighborhoods, get out there. Okay. Make sure this is very important. Make sure your music is registered correctly. Okay. For you to maximize your royalties, your stuff has to be registered correctly. I don't know how much time we got. Make sure your music is registered correctly. There's right off the bat, there's like 7 different platforms that for you to register your music that you get royalties off of.
7?
There's 7 just to start. There's more than 7. There's like pretty much 11. There's like 11 that I know of. So, but there's 7 right off the bat that pretty much anyone can do that is doing their business the right way. What I mean by that, as an artist, by not just saying I'm an artist, I can rap. No, you're not. You need to get registered first of all as a songwriter through BMI, ASCAP, and a PRO. They call Performance Rights Organization. You got to get registered before you can be officially an artist.
Right.
Okay. Can't just go and say because I rap I'm an artist. You're not. You're just a rapper or you're just a singer. Okay. So get yourself registered. And then once you do that, you get your publishing, all your songwriting. You can get sync licensing and all that good stuff. Some of the platforms you have to have a registered company to get into. For example, like the MLC, the Harry Foxes. You got to have that. And again, those are more royalties for you. The same song can get all those royalties.
Nice. So
yeah. So again, that's why I wanted to make sure that I mentioned these things. I'm not going to give you all the answers. I'll give you a step, forward. Just do your research now. Go find out what those platforms are, and get on them. Get on them. But first and foremost, get yourself a registered LLC as an artist. Okay. Don't be so passionate about your music that you can't accept constructive criticism. I mentioned that a little earlier. Just again, everybody's not going to like your stuff. Right. There's going to be somebody out there that's not going to like it, or they may like certain things about it and may criticize a certain other part about it. Don't be so set in your ways and so passionate that you can't accept constructive criticism. I'm not saying that they're going to be right. I'm not saying they're going to be wrong, but just at least be able to hear it and keep moving. Right. Take it to heart, listen to it, and then make your adjustments from there if you feel you really need to make adjustments. Okay. And last thing is stay grounded. Humble yourself. Again, some people get these local celebrity and they get a big head already. You ain't done nothing yet.
Nothing.
There's a big world out there. You gotta get in good with them. Once you made those numbers and got in good with those people, networking with those people and all this and that, like I've been saying, getting booked for paid shows. Okay, get a little bit of the big head, but stay humble though. Okay. Be proud of what you've done. Be proud of what you've accomplished, but don't let it get so much into your head that you won't listen to anybody. Now you think you have made it and no, you still got a long way to go.
Exactly.
Okay. So with that, that's the advice. That's my advice free advice from Link. Again, I'm an artist development company first. The advice I just given you, I usually charge for. I have a lot of services that I do aside from artists, and well, put it this way, I make money off my other services just as much as the artist.
Nice.
So
love it. So yeah, because you do the LLC and everything too. You help your artists get LLC.
Right. I do that. I do a contract writing, grant writing, again, production. I've been in the music for I don't know how long. I make beats. All of it. I produce the songs. I do a lot of services I do. Again, I make most of my money from those services as opposed to even the artist. So so just check me out, winningentertainment.com. That's Winning Entertainment with a Y. I don't know if that's upside down or whatever, but Winning Entertainment with a Y.com, and you'll see all my services and stuff listed there. Nice. So again, check me out.
All right. So back to that last question for you.
Okay.
If you can go back and change one thing, just one thing about your career in managing artists, what would it be?
So I thought about that question. I can honestly say I wouldn't change anything. The reason why I say that, again, I'm different than everybody. I'm gonna tell you why. I wouldn't change it, because all the mistakes that I've made, or if I could have made a decision better the last time, I use it as a learning experience. You make mistakes for a reason. There's no one perfect. No one perfect. So again, I'm not saying that everything I've done from inception has been perfect, because it has not. I've made mistakes along the way, but I wouldn't take that back and I wouldn't change that, because I learned from them.
Right.
So moving forward, the same mistake I made, I said, okay, I'm not going to make this mistake again. Or some mistakes I might do a 3 strikes you're out rule. I may make a mistake the first time, but then I say, okay, well, let me just try it again. I try it again, it doesn't work. I say, okay, well, that's 2. And if I try it the third time, then it's okay, now that's it. I'm not going to do that anymore. So, and it depends on what it is. If it's not critical or too damaging or something like that, then I may give it the 3 strikes you're out rule. Other things, it may just be 1 strike, one mistake. So now I ain't doing that no more, And I say that because really the biggest thing is the scams. Even though the scams, that's why I say that of course, no one wants to be scammed, but I've been scammed, even through all the research you do and all this and that, people are going to still be able to scam you. There's some good scammers out there, but I learned from those scams. I learned what to look for now. So next time I run into something like that, I'm going to look at it a little deeper.
Exactly.
And it doesn't mean I'm not going to get scammed again. I probably could still get scammed again, because I haven't experienced everything. And like I said, when you hear Link talking, I'm talking the real deal. I'm not sugarcoating nothing. I'm just telling you like it is. So again, I don't regret anything that I've done in the past, because I took those experiences and learned from them.
Lessons. You got to have those lessons. You got to.
Yes.
All right, so this is what I like to call the BTS 30 seconds of fame. So I'm going to run your countdown. And after your countdown, I want you to tell everybody how they can become an artist, one of your artists, if you're looking for any artists, and where they can follow your journey and what's coming up next for you for Winning Entertainment. After the countdown, I'm going to give you the platform.
Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all. So again, I'm Link from Winning Entertainment. You can find me on my website, winningentertainment.com. That's winning, WYNN with a Y, winningentertainment.com. Also, all my social media platforms are, Winning Entertainment, pretty much all of them. IG has an underscore between Winning Entertainment, but you'll see, when you see the trophy man right here, when you see that right here, you're going to know it's me. Okay. There's another Winning Entertainment out there that has a movie, but I'm working on getting rid of them. But anyways, if you need my services, that's pretty much all I'm offering right now is services. because I have enough artists that's keeping me busy. I have enough artists that are really doing the thing. And so I don't have the time to take on any other artists right now, unfortunately. But I would say if you are interested, again, winningentertainment.com, I have a link on there that says join us. Feel free to fill it out. And if one of my other artists drop or if something happens, then I might come pick you up. But if you're coming to me at this point, at this moment, you got to have your stuff together. You know, I need someone that's established already, have some numbers, streaming, Spotify, all that good stuff. And I might can work with you because I don't have to put as much work into you. But as of right now, I am not looking for any other artists, unfortunately. Again, I got to be true to my artists that I have and focus my time, energy, and efforts on them, get them all that I can offer them. Other than that, Nikki, I appreciate you having me on Breaking the Silence. Again, it's an exclusive, so feel fans, I'll say feel grateful that you got me on because I don't do this much at all. Actually, it's the first time I've done it. So I think that's all I got. Again, appreciate you having me on.
Thank you so much. Yes, I know, because you are behind the scenes for real. Every time at the event, they try to get you on the stage, you wouldn't even go on the stage. So I know you behind the scenes. So I thank you so much for allowing me to be able to sit down with you in person and get this exclusive interview.
You're very welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate you. And thank you so much to everyone else out there tuning into this amazing episode. I hope that you heard all them gems he dropped in this episode about the music industry, and you took out your pad and wrote some of that down because I learned something new today. Right. I didn't know about a lot of things that he mentioned today about being 11 places you can make money from royalties. Come on, artists, y'all better get on y'all stuff and try to make this money. So I hope that you have found some type of information to help you along the way. And I hope that this episode was one for the books for you. So until next time, I hope that you continue to break the silence in your own life and know that your voice matters, your life matters. And I'll see you next time. Later.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Incognita, and I'm here to tell you about an amazing podcast. It's Nikki Nicole's Breaking the Silence. I was honored to be a guest on this podcast, and I had such an amazing time. It felt like I was talking to a long-lost friend. She's so dope and so sweet. So please support her. Go to her channel, subscribe, check out her videos, comment, just any way that you can support her. She's providing a platform for people to share their voice, share some love and some positive information. So definitely check that out. My episode will be airing in March, so I'll be sure to keep y'all posted on that. I'll post it on my page with a link when the time comes. But in the meantime, in between time, all the time, support my girl Nikki, Breaking the Silence podcast. I love y'all. God bless.
Thanks for watching another episode of Breaking the Silence. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you next time.